a quick tip for you. If you really want to wind up a hardcore wrestling fan, given that it is Royal Rumble season, find them and say, hey, my friend, shall we sing the Royal Rumble song? And then you go, whoa, whoa, Royal Rumble, and they will look at you with rage in their eyes, and you can walk off going, ha ha, I win. But don't worry about any of that, because it has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about today, apart from the fact that it is the Royal Rumble this weekend on a Saturday. What crazy times we're living in. So we need to all calm down and try and figure out what the hell is going to happen at the the premium live event. And again, make sure you get in the comments and let me know your predictions. And if somebody gets every single match right, I will find you and give you a cookie. Let's do the predictions. So we will actually start off with what main evented Raw this week, because we have Edge and his wife Beth Phoenix taking on Maryse and her husband The Miz. Now, if you do watch my Ups and Downs show, thank you very much, this feud hasn't really lit a fire under my ass. However, the best thing about it is loved ones or couples or partners, whatever you want to say, getting together to have the time of their lives, and you just know when you get to the match itself, they're gonna double that. So in a low-key kind of a way, you can call me excited. I just think there is no way that the Edge and Beth Phoenix to lose. I mean, for one, when Edge comes out of this on the other side, he should be feuding with a Kevin Owens or an AJ Styles, and I want Edge versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania, please. But also, I'm going to assume Beth isn't going to go away, so she can't make her big return and then get pinned for the 1, 2, 3. That would suck. Also, when it comes to The Miz and Maryse, you could beat Maryse any day of the week and twice on Sunday, and everybody like, yeah, that's fine. And also, The Miz has perfected being defeated. I mean, think about how many times he has lost, and then 6 months down the line, he's built himself back up again. In short, he is bulletproof. You can fire the guns and it ain't gonna do nothing. So it will probably go something like this. Edge and Beth Phoenix will beat them up for a while, then The Miz and Maryse will cheat to get back into it. There'll be a nail fall where you go, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And then somebody will kick out at 2.999. Edge will hit the spear. Beth will hit the glam slam on Maryse, get the 1, 2, 3. Because of course you have to do that. Maryse hit her in the head with a brick. She needs revenge. Edge and Beth Phoenix win. From there too, we just go championship crazy, and we start with the Raw Women's Championship as Becky Lynch takes on Doudrop. And I will tell you, when Doudrop first debuted alongside Eva Marie, I didn't see this coming. I do like it though, and I like it very much, because if you know about Doudrop's pre-WWE career when she was Viper, she's absolutely got the chops, and ever since Becky Lynch has come back from giving birth, she may be better than ever. Now, my only worry is I don't think WWE is going to give them a lot of time, because of course we have 1 hour Rumble times 2. I should have just said 2 Raw Rumbles. So there is a small chance that we get in the ring, Bex just runs through Doudrop, and that is that. And this is yet the same problem as match number 1. Who in their right minds think that Doudrop is going to win? I mean, that would be crazy, especially when we do get into the specific predictions for the Women's Royal Rumble. And any good professional wrestling match needs to have that 1% that sits in your tum-tum when you're like, well, I think so-and-so's gonna be victorious, but I'm not sure. I don't have that in our opener, and I certainly don't have it here. Becky Lynch will probably cheat to win, or maybe she just hits the manhandle slam and gets the 1, 2, 3. I don't really think WWE cares about it. This feels like a match to have a match, so hopefully one day we can come back to it again and give it a bit more gravitas, but of course Becky Lynch wins. Okay, now is where things start to get a little bit problematic when it comes to predicting. Because we have Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, for like 542 days, whatever it is now, it's not that many, taking on Seth Rollins. Now, I am so pumped for this match, because these two guys do not have bad fights, but I tell you this, I stand here on whatever day it is in January 2022, and I predict Seth Rollins will win. That's right, I am saying that Roman Reigns is going to lose, because I'm going to presume this match ties directly into Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, because I believe that Brock Lesnar will keep hold of his WWE Championship. Of course, Seth Rollins will win the Universal Championship, so we'll do that annoying thing when our top title switch brands, and they'll probably change the color too, which allows us to go to WrestleMania, where we will do Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Let me just check. That's right, number 479. And this is fine too. I totally get why you would do that, and as long as Bobby Lashley is allowed to get some stiff shots in there on Brock, I think he'll come out the other side smelling of roses. And also, Seth Rollins was apparently meant to win the championship at the Day 1 pay-per-view, so now we're filling in those holes. But there is an extra twist to all of this, so make sure you lie down, because it's getting exhausting. Because I think there may be a scenario where Roman Reigns does lose, maybe because Brock Lesnar interferes and goes, haha, I hate you and all of that, before the tribal chief enters himself into the 30-man over-the-top rope elimination contest, and much to the chagrin of many, many wrestling fans, wins and says, well, Brock, you shouldn't have done that, because now I'm coming after you. Now, on the one hand, I think in terms of a story and a narrative, it would be quite surprising on the night and there'd be a few shocks and some twists and turns, although it does kind of negate the Royal Rumble because there's many other people you could choose, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. But yes, I went to sleep one day and this appeared to me in a dream, and I started to go, that does sound like something WWE would do. So just to catch you up, Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns, maybe because of interference of somebody, a Brock Lesnar or somebody like that. Brock Lesnar beats Bobby Lashley in one of those 5-minute Paul Heyman matches. It's probably going to go F5, spear, F5, hurt lock, spear through the barricade, somebody goes through the announce table, Brock gets an F5, 1, 2, 3, done. And then because Roman Reigns wants to get back at Brock Lesnar but doesn't want to wait, he comes out, wins the Royal Rumble, and there you go. We all go on Reddit and Twitter and we discuss it and probably get really upset. But one of those titles is changing hands, and I cannot see for the life of me Bobby Lashley winning that championship unless Roman Reigns does the opposite of what I've just said and costs Brock Lesnar, which you could do too, and then maybe Brock Lesnar enters the Rumble, but let's just stop talking about this. It's one of my predictions, but I do have some more, which is handy because that's the point of the video. Because if we are not going to do this, Kevin Owens should win the Royal Rumble. Now, I know I did a video saying why Big E should win the Royal Rumble, but this was before we had the COVID outbreak and everything changed. And while I would still absolutely love it if Big E did do that, he deserves a second title run and he deserves his redemption story. If Seth Rollins becomes a Universal Champion, and right now he's best buds with Kevin Owens can win the Royal Rumble. That can plant a seed of doubt between these two. Eventually KO can turn on Seth, because of course he loves doing that to his buddies. Seth Rollins can then finally go back to being a babyface, and he's essentially already there. And at WrestleMania, we can have Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins, which we never had properly at WrestleMania 36. Because that's when the pandemic was happening, and if you go watch it now, it's like watching a funeral. And that, I think, is my preferred option. So given that in this life you can sometimes manifest things into existence, let's all get it down official on paper. My word, I've made a meal of this. Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar beats Bobby Lashley. And Kevin Owens wins the Royal Rumble. ... asterisk. Or maybe it's Big E. ... asterisk. Or maybe it's Roman Reigns. Or, do you know what? If you wanted to give it to Austin Theory, I'd be fine with it. If you're going to push him, and WWE has never really done that with a quote-unquote mid-card wrestler, said, hey, we're about to shoot you to the moon, you're going to win the Royal Rumble. That was way too much, and I've got a bit lightheaded for talking about it too much, but I'm going to go with Kevin Owens, mostly because it would make me feel so happy in my face. That guy is great, and think how much he would enjoy being the winner of the 2022 Royal Rumble. Which leaves us with the Women's Royal Rumble, which once again, a few weeks ago, I was like, well, I know what's going to happen here, because I'm a massive nerd. It will be Bianca Belair, because not only would she then be a back-to-back Rumble winner, but it allows us to start the Bianca Belair push, which kind of has been a bit freaky-deaky ever since she lost her championships at SummerSlam. But now I no longer think that's going to happen. That's right, I am backtracking as fast as I possibly can, and spoilers are coming, my friends. So if you don't want any Royal Rumble spoilers, why the hell are you watching a prediction video to begin with? But yes, I think Ronda Rousey is gonna come back, and I think she's going to win the Royal Rumble. And this actually does make loads of sense, because one, it would get proper mainstream press. Ronda Rousey is still a massive celebrity, but if she did do that, at WrestleMania, you could then do Becky Lynch versus Ronda, which is a huge match, and Becky could beat Ronda, then Ronda will go away, because I doubt she's coming back full time, and then do you know what you can do? You can get to SummerSlam 2023, and you can build the big rematch between Lynch and Bianca Belair, where Bianca finally gets her revenge. I mean, how great is that going to make you feel? It also opens up the door to do a bunch of other stuff. For example, maybe Bayley can come back and she can throw out Bianca Belair, and then all of a sudden you can start a feud between those two that can go to WrestleMania. And we've already teased Charlotte versus Lita. Charlotte's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Why doesn't Lita come out and chuck her over the top rope? And then you've done that too. And when you start looking at that WrestleMania card, here's me looking at it over there, well, it looks quite good. You are probably going to get some NXT call-ups in this as well, but given that we've announced so many surprises for the Women's Rumble, it's probably in the men's where the other shocks are coming. So I'm going to say, and I don't know this for sure, I'm completely speculating here, maybe you do get somebody like Moose Maybe you get a Matt Cardona. Hey, maybe you even reach out to someone like Rhino and go, Rhino, we've always loved you. Why don't you come back for a bit? And I suppose there is a super outside chance that we see Braun Strowman, although personally I'm not going to back that. But no, Cody Rhodes ain't going to be there. Jon Moxley isn't going to be there. And if you want to get all excited and assume they will be, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what fantasy booking and being a wrestling fan is all about. But honestly, given that we are talking about things we think may happen, I would put their percentage at 0, which goes against the wrestling motto of never say never. But hey man, go big or go home. And as ever, because SmackDown doesn't air till Friday, I'm sure some other random matches will pop up. And of course, Sami Zayn is going to throw out Johnny Knoxville, or Johnny Knoxville is going to throw out Sami Zayn. But as I am saying these words, these are all the matches we do have. Although WWE, we don't need any more. We've already got 2 60-minute Royal Rumbles. That is more than enough content on our premium live event. Now again, make sure you go down to the comments and let me know a few things. Who is going to be the champions by the end of the night? Who is going to win the Men's Royal Rumble? Who is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble? And what surprises, realistically, do you expect to see? Don't come in here and say something like, I don't know, Okada's going to be there. I mean, maybe Okada is going to be there, but I very much doubt it. And also make sure to like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Head over to whatculture.com. We will keep you up to date with everything Royal Rumble. We've also got videos, apparently around my head, about the Royal Rumble, so give those a click. And if you want to interact on social media, come and follow, and we will say yes. My name is Simon What Culture. The Royal Rumble is my favorite event of the year, so I am super pumped and super excited about it. I hope you are too. And of course, we're going to up those downs for that premium live event. I've got to stop saying it, so I will see you then.